Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, July the 24th, 2013, and here is today's midday market update brought to you by wallstreettrading.com. Before I get into the video here, we are hosting our active traders course August 10th at our Miami office down here in Coral Gables. If you're interested in finding out information about that course, you can contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com. And you can also check out our website, wallstreettrading.com, and all the information posted on our company Facebook page. Aside from that, let's go and take a look at the markets here. We have the Dow is down 45 points. The Nasdaq is still positive, up a little over 5.25. The Nasdaq has not been negative for the day at all yet. It's been holding up pretty well, even though it's been fading off of the highs. The Russell 2000 is down 6.25. The S&P is down a little over 5.5 points. You take a look at the screen here. I have the closing prices that mark the consecutive higher closes, the consecutive lower closes. You can see just right out the gate from the open, they started selling us off. We had all these consecutive lower closes, making lower lows. Rallied us up in the range, try to break us back above that. Try to break us back above the previous day's lows, which was around 1686 or so. They were not able to do that, and they sold us all the way back down, and we made new lows. The Nasdaq again gapped up a lot from the Apple earnings, so it's been pretty much just been fading its gains. It's still hanging in there. It hasn't went negative for the day yet, so there is some strength still in the Nasdaq. Some of those stocks are doing pretty well. You could take a look at Intel, of course, Apple, Microsoft. Some of these names are still holding positive. The Russell 2000 got sold right on the open. Same thing for the Russell, just like the S&P. It tried to get back above the previous day's lows, but got rejected around that 1048 half area on the futures. And then we have the Dow, which is down here, and this one sold off right on the open as well. So let's go and take a look at the regular charts, candlesticks charts. So, well, first I want to start by taking a look at the ES. You can see the key level on the ES that we've been tracking for the past 2 days here has been the 1692 level. Holding above 1692, we're bullish. Holding below 1692, we're bearish. You can see right here, the market opened up right around yesterday's opening price. It was not able to hold above 1692. And that kind of happened pretty fast, but they sold the market right off once it broke this little trend line that you could draw from this little overnight lows here. And we've been in a downtrend since. Another thing you could take a look at here on the 5-minute chart again. We sold off. We broke below this key 1691 level. We rallied up. We tried to break back above the previous day's low, which is this green line right here around 1686 or so. And we got rejected, and we moved right back to the downside. So sellers are in control today. I would say this is one of the first days I've seen in a while where the sellers, every time we rally, they've been shorting the market, and they actually hold. In other words, before when they buy the dip in the morning and we rally up, and you have people trying to get short that lower high, expecting the market to roll back over, they usually wipe those short sellers out and take us back up to highs or back up towards the middle or top part of the range. Today we're seeing a little bit of change in characteristics, and that's why we know that we should be looking at short rallies today and not try to buy them. But we'll see what happens. Knowing this market, we could get a bounce off. We are at the 200-day simple moving average on the ES down there around the 1680 half area, so we have to play it by ear and see what happens. But volume has pretty much died out. Look at the bottom of this chart here. You can see volume died out around 1030. So I really want to get back involved in the market when volume starts to pick back up. All right, to see which direction they want to bring it in. Aside from that, we had some decent trades today. Actually, let me finish going over the markets here. Be the ETFs. SPY, all right, was not able to break above this 169.80 level. Rallied all the way down. I'm sorry, sold off all the way down to 168.70. And again, this one got rejected at the previous day's highs as well. Previous day's lows around that 169 area, and now it's back on the lows. Next support level you want to watch on the SPY is going to be down here, I would say around 168.39, which is right there. And if we get some more selling pressure, I would say down here around 168, 168.20. Taking a look at the triple Qs, the Nasdaq should have been able to hold above the 75. Well, you would have wanted to see it hold above 75 if you wanted this thing to give you some nice momentum for that gap fill action. All right, but looks like people that are short from yesterday, they got saved today because we filled that gap, and now we're still trading near the lows. But pretty much in a range here. You can see we're in a range between 74.40 and the 75 area. So keep an eye on that range. A break and hold below or break and hold above will give us a nice little trend trade. As far as the IWM goes, the Russell on the lows again was not able to break past the previous day's lows right there. This is the IWM here, and we're going to have some resistance around this 104 area prior support now as resistance. So keep an eye on that 104 if we do try to rally back above it. We do get back above 104 and hold, we can look for a move back up towards those 104.25s. All right, as far as some stocks go for today, some stocks that we traded this morning in the room was VMW. This was an earnings play. VMW gave us a nice little setup here in the morning. All right, we got long here. I can show you how I traded on my 1 minute chart. Give me 1 second. Wish I would have traded this one a little bit better. We had some traders in the room that were able to hold it, but VMW opened up. All right, it sold off, started forming some support around the 79.80 level. We got long over trigger with a 40-cent stop. They stopped us out right here, and then when it triggered right back above, we got back involved again, bought some more, sold some. Didn't sell none up here near the highs, and I ended up just putting a tight stop, so I got stopped out for a to lock in some profit off of my 79, off of my 80.55 average that I had. So you can see it now, it's at 83. But either way, we called it out pretty good in the chat room, mywallstreettv.com, and we also put the entry, the stops, and we made out pretty well on that one. Just too bad we didn't put a break-even stop on our last piece, so we could have rolled it up to 82. Aside from that one, there were some other stocks that we were tracking here in the room. Let's see, EMC. EMC is trading in a range, but this stock could break above 27 and he get some action. You can see on the 15-minute chart, pretty choppy, but you have some resistance around 27. You have some support down here around 26.80. I would look for a break and hold above 27 or a break and hold below 26.78 for trading this one. This one should have another move in it before the end of the day, since it had a nice little run up pre-market. You have some traders that are trading that stock there. Of course, Apple. I did trade this stock. We have been watching it. Apple's still holding up pretty strong, which is pretty good. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes back up towards the highs. 447, 444 half. You got a nice little downward trend line break right here. Nice little downward channel break on the 5-minute chart. So keep an eye on Apple. May try to make a move back up towards those highs. If it breaks below its pivot low down here around 441 and a quarter, we could see some fade action back down towards 440 or so, maybe even 430 to open the price. We'll see. We want to see Apple hold its gains for the day, though. That'll be pretty good. If the Nasdaq goes negative, that would be a sign. That would be a bad sign as well. We don't want to see that. Aside from that, guys, a lot of stocks came out with earnings this morning, so we just try to focus on a small amount of stocks here. But you had Delta, EMC, Ford, BMW, Apple, QCOM, Caterpillar, STX. All these stocks are in play. Broadcom, LLY. So we'll see how it plays out. Aside from that, have a great day. Catch you guys after the close for the after the bell market summary video. Later.